Alright, guys, so one just had another BJJ versus Sambo matchup in their latest event on Amazon Prime, and I wanted to do a little bit of an instant reaction or immediate reaction to that match. Sambo ended up losing again, and I wanted to kind of talk about what Sambis can do to better train for these matches, have better tactics, in my opinion, and prepare better, and why Sports Sambo is struggling in these submission grappling matches compared to Combat Sambo excelling in MMA. So I kind of wanted to talk about all that, give my instant reaction, and let's get right into it. So this is the very beginning of the match. Maria Molchanova versus Danielle Kelly. So you'll see right here, Molchanova tries to start getting in for the grips, and Danielle Kelly will pretty much instantly pull guard. She instantly pulls guard there, and then a few seconds later, Molchanova immediately goes for like the can opener in close guard. And I'm not watching the full match just due to copyright, so I'll be skipping around a little bit. But going to can opener really wasn't the best strategic move. I believe like a good jiu-jitsu player isn't going to let go of their guard because of a good can opener. Like, it may put pressure on their neck, it may hurt. But similar to like judo, where a good judo player isn't going to just let their chin up because you're grinding on their chin, or just other things like that. Once you get good, those little pressure movements aren't going to make you give up a better position. Just because it hurts, you're not going to give up position. Or similar to like getting out of guard. When I was first in BJJ, the like easiest way to get out of guard, or in judo, the way they teach to get out of guard, is to put your elbow in their knee. No one at higher levels is going to let that go. Judo, Sambo, BJJ. If you put your elbow on the inside of someone's knee at black belt level in any sport, they're not going to let go. They'll probably laugh at you and continue to work on their submission, or as you'll see later in this match, Kelly starts working towards getting the back from this can opener position. So we'll watch a little bit of that here. Kelly pushes up this elbow in just a minute. See, she's starting to scoot her hips over. She starts to scoot her hips over and get past that can opener. And right here, Molchanova is pretty much over for Molchanova at this point. She's already gotten past that can opener. You can see her hand over the head is already slipping off, and she doesn't have that pressure on the neck. So Molchanova needs to start actually going for an underhook to start bringing her back into guard. Because at this point, she's pretty much past. She needs to take that shoulder we see right there and start trying to pummel for an underhook so that Kelly doesn't actually get to the back. We'll skip forwards because Kelly does end up getting the back right here. And then Kelly gets to figure four position on the back and has it very well locked in, and just continues to work on getting the choke. We don't have a really good angle to see anything from here. And right here, it looks like Molchanova has her hand like on the inside and is kind of stopping the choke from actually really being super effective, because she'll have the hand on the inside, stopping it from actually getting to getting to her throat and causing the blood choke or completely restricting her airway. It's pretty tough how far Molchanova takes this, and it's pretty impressive how long she lasts even in this position. But the match right here is essentially over. There's not much more that happens outside of Danielle Kelly just continually working for the choke. We'll skip forward to the one bit of action that actually happens. You see Kelly's continuously trying to pull up Molchanova's head. It's hard to say what Molchanova should have done here. but she should have, essentially, she shouldn't have stayed in turtle. She has a better chance turning over and starting to work on a, addressing the attacking hands, and then addressing the legs and trying to get out of the position where she has her back. We'll skip forwards. Kelly ends up just staying on her back for quite a while, continuing to work on the choke. And right here, Molchanova tries to stand up and possibly shake off Kelly, maybe bring her towards the cage and scrape her off. We've seen that a few times in MMA. But what ends up happening is Molchanova starts to really feel the squeeze, and you'll see right here, she tries to slam her on the ground. Boom. And that actually ends up making it a little bit tighter because you lose control. You can't really defend that way. And you see both of her hands are out. So now it's really locked in tight. And turns over. And right here, it's over. And she taps. So some of the issues in this match is, first off, it's a terrible rule set for Sambas. Pulling guard really eliminates the things that Sambas can do in general. Their biggest positive and their biggest advantage in these matches is the threat of taking someone down and getting into a positive position or a position of control, like side control especially. But if you can just pull guard, it completely negates years and years and years of experience from that person. So if you think Daniel Kelly has been training jiu-jitsu for I don't know how long, 10 plus years, and a Sambist will have trained for 10 plus years. We'll just 10 years for both of them. But the Sambist spends 8 years working on their throws and 2 years of that time working on their groundwork. Just in proportion, it's like 80-20 for how you work on your groundwork versus your standing. Just because the way the rule set is, you only get sometimes 5 seconds on the ground. Why would you spend a lot of time on your groundwork if most of your time is spent standing? Whereas a jiu-jitsu player spends 80% of their time on the ground and 20% of their time standing, sometimes even less. I've seen jiu-jitsu places where you never work on your standing unless you want to do it on the side. So that negates most of the experience that Molchanova has by just pulling guard. And then another thing is, in sports sambo, you can pin from guard. If you just get chest to chest from guard, then you pin. So there's no reason for you to really work on passing guard. So maybe 5%, maybe even less, 2.5% of Molchanova's entire career has been spent working on passing guard. It's an incredibly minuscule amount of time that Molchanova or Maria has spent passing guard. The chances that she'll be able to pass Kelly's guard, who has spent a significant amount of time on guard retention, guard attacks, getting to the bat from guard, is extremely low. It's an incredibly bad rule set for Sambas, and I would actually like to see some of these jiu-jitsu players come into Sambo and see how they do in our rule set. But either way, I think the strategy for a lot of these Sambists that have gone into these matches has been kind of flawed. Molchanova should have tried standing passes or pressure passes like a double under or an under over, something fairly simple to learn that doesn't put them in as much risk as going into the full guard and trying a can opener, because a good jiu-jitsu player won't give up to a can opener. But overall, I'd like to see some of these jiu-jitsu players come into a sambo setting. And also, you don't know how much time Maria had to prepare for this match. I heard that the last BJJ versus Sambo match, Rulatolo versus, I forget his name now. damn, I'm sorry. But the last guy, he only had a month to train for this. And like I said, the differences in how long you get to train guard passing and a lot of these skills that BJJ players work on their whole life, it is a lot different. So, and now in relation for combat sambo and why they do better than sports sambists going into submission grappling. So the combat sambo guys, it's not as important to know how to pass guard. If you're on top inside somebody's guard, you can essentially just ground and pound, stand up, get out of the guard, and the guard passing is a lot easier in MMA because you have the strikes. So getting to a point where you can get out of a BJJ based player in MMA is a lot easier than some strict submission grappling. Combat sambo lends itself a lot more to MMA than sports sambo lends itself to strict submission grappling without a gi, in my opinion. So that's my kind of instant reaction, no real filter, for the Danielle Kelly versus Maria Montanova match that just happened in the One Championship. Hopefully we can get some more BJJ versus Sambo matches and get some more time for our Sambists to prepare for these matches and work on their guard passing and their no-gi skills so we can see a better match happen and we can see Sambo show itself a little bit better in these matches. But I really hope y'all appreciate the breakdown. Please leave a like and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you very much, guys.